So, first of all, good morning. All are zero, 0 hour gaming, and it's Wednesday. I'm up way earlier than I wanted to be, and I'm bored. So let's go play Elite Dangerous, and I'm gonna see what spending some money and maybe buying a ship that I had been toying with the idea of for a while anyway looks like. So anyway, as most of you know, I have a very weird obsession with this game. I love it to death. Hey, what's up, Grub? What's going on? Sorry I missed you last night. I was not paying attention to the chat toward the end of that because things got a little hairy and bloodborne. Um. So anyway, as you guys can see, this ship over here. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I appreciate you stopping in and watching. This ship over here, down here, is the Python. Most people who play this game will say that the Python is arguably one of the best mid-sized ships, and that is true. Pound for pound, it's really hard to say that it's not good at everything, because it really is. It's got tons of internal cargo space, it's got lots and lots of, it's a really sleek looking ship, it's just really, really all around good. However, it does not, I don't particularly love the fact that it's a left side pilot ship. For one, that's personal preference, I know. And for another, I'm looking for something that's a little more hardy in combat. My beef, however, is that I can't get this thing to jump quite as far as I'd like, and jump range is a thing for me, so I'm going to go somewhere I probably shouldn't and spend some money that I probably shouldn't and buy a new ship, just because. So first things first, where's Jameson Memorial? So we're going to take a little trip to the Founder system, and I'm going to buy 2 ships, and I'm going to play around with outfitting one of them, just because. Oh, I'm not looking forward to all the engineering costs and time, but whatever. What I really ought to do is stop by, I really ought to stop by my home system. Oops. Don't fly drunk, kids. Bad for you. And while we're at it, how about I show you guys what this thing looks like from the outside. Yeah, the Python's a really neat looking ship. It's just not what I'm looking for what I'm trying to use it for, if that makes any sense. I love flying it though. It's my dedicated miner because it's so freaking good at it. I haven't really messed around with many of the larger ships in the game, but I don't really have a desire to because I've never really been one for bulk. I prefer, you know, speed and maneuverability. From what I hear, sorry. From what I hear, the Federal Corvette is probably the most maneuverable of the big 3. Which doesn't really surprise me considering it's effectively the really, really big combat ship that everybody wants. I'm slowly making my way toward that grind, but I'm not in the mood to grind for it today, because I still have 2 more ranks to go before I can actually buy it. So in the meantime, I'm going to probably buy a Crate Mark II, since I've been meaning to buy one anyway. And one, take it for a ride, see if it's much less maneuverable than my Crate Phantom, which I have slowly fallen in love with over time.
Frameshift drive charging.
He jumps 4. I almost feel like I should have just started off at Jameson, but sometimes the trip is more important than the destination. Most times the trip is more important than the destination. But yeah, the 2 biggest differences between the Crate Phantom and the Crate Mark II aside from, you know, the minor aesthetic difference of the way the engine and jet trails look, are the extra hardpoint weapon slot on the Mark II, and the extra hardpoint, the fact that the Mark II can outfit a fighter bay, which I have actually never used in this game, and I've been curious about for a while, and the jump range between the two ships. Now, from everything that I've done, I could probably engineer the Mark II to have a comparable jump range to the Phantom, minus a little bit because it's obviously a heavier ship and it's got more outfitting to it. But when I really sit down and look at it, the difference between the two, especially what I can outfit it with, isn't really something it's something I'm beginning to be less and less concerned about over time. So I'm thinking, maybe, if I actually buy one and force myself to use it, much like the Krait Phantom over the Asp Explorer, which I flew for over a year before I finally decided to buy something else. Maybe if I kind of force myself into it and give it a try, I'll like it. I mean, I have a dedicated combat ship now. Do I really need to buy this thing? I could just as easily buy a keelback if I want to play around with outfitting and the fighter. Tempted to do that first, just buy the keelback and mess with that. Because realistically, the only reason that I would be buying the Mark II would be for the fighter bay. Because if I want to go out dogfighting, I have my Alliance Chieftain for that as is, and it's already outfitted. So, hypothetically speaking, what do I need a secondary combat ship for? It's better to just have a primary combat ship. I don't know. But we'll go to Jameson and I'll see how I feel about spending the money when I get there, I guess. So, let's see. I guess I could turn on a little music so we have something to cruise to. Nope. Oh, and by the way, shout out to OC Remix as usual because they're just awesome. And if you haven't taken a little time to go check them out, I'd really recommend it if you're a gamer, because besides the fact that a lot of these games have amazing soundtracks to begin with, the guys who remix at OC Remix really know their stuff, and they are amazing at just bringing out more potential to a lot of these songs. So, may not be everybody's bag, but I dig it. I should really sit down and scan the system one of these days. Kind of incredible that I haven't been interdicted by a player yet, considering this is one of the more heavily trafficked areas. But it's midweek in the morning, so I'm hoping everybody's at work right now. And I don't play in private or solo. I almost exclusively play this game in open, with very, very few exceptions. Oh yeah, and a little tip for anybody who's watching this for the first time or relatively new to the game. Whenever you pull into a port like this, scan everybody. Simply because those scans are data that you need for your upgrades. Unsafe maneuvers, he says. Don't fly drunk, kids. You know, one of these days I ought to sit down and just do some missions here to raise my standing. Who's the controlling faction here? Oh. Yeah. Who is the controlling faction here? Is there not a controlling faction here? Maybe it's you guys. Alright, well, in any case, what I'm here for is the shipyard, so let's go take a look. This station sells literally every single ship in the game, as long and you can buy them here as long as you have the permits. Diamondback Scout, Type 6, Dolphin, Diamondback Explorer. Do I have one of these? I do not have a Diamondback Explorer. I guess that's only on the PS4 version, so let's... Hey, what's up, Rocky? Okay, what am I carrying? I'm carrying an absolute boatload of limpets. Let's ditch the limpets. So yeah, as you can see, I finally decided to break down and go give it a try on the PC version. So I'm probably going to spend a bunch of money buying ships that I don't necessarily need, just because I feel like it. So first up is the Diamondback Explorer, which I keep meaning to buy and take out for a test ride. Worst case scenario, this thing ends up being a new, like, quick jump exploration ship. No. I'm pretty sure I have an Imperial Courier already. Yeah. Buy a keelback, and that way I can play with the fighters. Play with it for cheap, at least. No reason to buy that. You know, I actually never bought a Vulture in all the years that I've played this. This was Will's ship for a long time, his combat ship, before the Alliance Challenger came out, or the Chieftain came out. And we both kind of fell in love with the Chieftain because it's a very maneuverable ship and it'll pack a punch in a hurry. Type 7, Chieftain, Federal Assault Ship, which I can actually buy since I have the permit. I do not have rank to buy a clipper yet. And there's the money hole right there. Do I feel like spending an additional 40 million credits to buy effectively a ship that I already have? Kind of, actually, kind of. Well, it's only money. This is Sonic the Hedgehog 1? Yeah, Sonic 1. Just wrong thing. Alright, what other ships do you have that I've been wanting? Crate Mark II. I have an Orca already, and I actually like that thing quite a bit. Now see, here's the other one. I've been considering on and off switching my primary combat ship from the Chieftain to the Fer-de-Lance. I've always heard that the Fer-de-Lance is a weird ship to fly because you don't really use it in the same way that you would use a hull tank ship. It's a shield tank from what I understand. So it's one of those things where I've toyed with it on and off, but I've never actually sat down and run the numbers on it, so to speak. So I don't know, how about we maybe do that right now? Give me a sec. What's this thing called again? Fer-de-Lance? Oh, this thing has very limited internals. Oh, yeah, I see it. I see it. What can I get easily enough? Actually, why don't I switch back over here and then you guys can take a look at what I'm doing. All right, so anyway, and I'm gonna actually reset this real quick. Fer-de-Lance. All right, fresh Fer-de-Lance has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 utility mounts, and it's only got a class 5 internals, the highest. It's got 1 huge, 4 medium hard points. 1 huge, 4 medium. 1 huge, 4 medium. How about we start off emptying all of this and see what it likes to do for, not multi-purpose, for combat. That is the biggest shield generator that it has. Now, for shield tank, ideally what you want is for your shield to not break. That's ideally what you want. Let's see, 470 megajoule shield versus, with the bi-weave, 380. Can I throw a shield cell booster on here? Shield cell bank. See, a lot of this is me not remembering what some of this stuff does. Ratings. I could put a class 4 on here just for giggles, but let's try it with a class 2, see what it does. Class 2. Looks like the higher the class, the longer time between deployments. Or no, that's how much shield reinforcement you get. So bigger. Whoa. Yeah, the bigger the shield cell bank, the more reinforcement that you get. So let's build the shield first, and then decide what size shield cell bank we want. I like bi-weaves because in the event that it breaks, it'll recharge relatively quickly. However, with this, and that's for my my chieftain. However, with this ship, I think that the bigger shield would actually be the better choice. So let's just mass stack some shield boosters on here. That gets me up to 1,000 shield. So already right off the bat I can see I'm going to want something with at least 800 reinforcement. Which sounds like it puts me squarely as a class 4, because that's 410 per. Jeez. So yeah, looks like that class 4 slot's going to be a shield cell bank. So I'll throw that in here. Or a shield... No, not shield generator. 5A shield generator, 4A shield cell bank. This is a combat ship. This is a combat ship. This isn't going to hold a fighter bay, so... That was power draw. Hard points I'm just going to empty for the time being. Okay, so... A rank everything. I don't know what to do for the, I don't really know what to do for the armor on this. Because, I mean, you can go heavy duty deep, but this isn't a shield tank, this isn't a hull tank. It gets me 1,000 armor with military grade. What's it get me with lightweight? 577? I don't know if I like that. So let's stick with military grade and go heavy duty deep. But again, this ship isn't designed to withstand hull attacks. The ship is designed to really not take any of that damage. Power plant. I could go armored. That throws a little more mass on me. Holy God, I just looked at the jump range. That is terrifying. So increased FSD with Mass Manager gets me up to 20. I mean, that's good for travel, I guess. Good enough for travel. Yeah, I'll stick with the D rank life support. I'm less concerned about my my canopy cracking in this ship because it's got a much smaller profile than I am the Chieftain. The Chieftain, I think I'm rocking a 4A life support. Power distributor, because I like being able to fire forever. Yeah. Let's do some of that charge enhanced with cluster capacitors. Sensors, long range, 3 should be more than enough. Frame shift already did. And power plant, I haven't gotten to my weapon systems or anything like that, but I am already rocking 92% just from what I have, so power plant I'm thinking at least armored. Not super concerned with the mass on this ship. That still only gets me to 81%, man. That's nuts. But it's from all the shielding. Alright, so AMFU. Now here's the real interesting question. Do I want to do I care to have cargo on this ship at all? I guess I could take a 2E cargo rack that gives me 4 tons. It's just for limpets. Let's see, what else can I stick on here? Small AMFU to repair the other AMFU in case of emergency. And what else is there? I guess I would kind of need to have a, I don't know. I don't have access to any of the Guardian stuff yet, so... Oh god. Fuel scoop, yeah. Class 1 fuel scoop, ew. Cave Johnson? Alright, so what am I doing? Want a little bit of that thermal resistant. Try to keep this realistic here. That's Cave Johnson. Those lemons. Alright, so let's do 3 with thermal. That gets me up to 1100. And then how about a couple of heavy duty? Heavy duty with supercapacitors, okay. Alright, so that gets me 1600 shield. So yeah, I'm gonna be relying on that shield cell bank a lot. Specialized do. Boot time, shield reinforcement, or more shield reinforcement, and less thermal load. Lower integrity and higher power draw. Or a... Let's see, I don't know how much I'm going to need these yet. Also looks like I'm going to be making a new friend to engineer this hypothetical build. try it like that. Oh, whoops.
Carolyn, please bring me more pain pills.
More shield reinforcement, less power draw. Well, less power draw because we're already at a deficit for that as it is. I'm skirting on 90% power right now. So let's see. 3 mediums. I'm going to be running beams on these. And actually, as far as deployment, the AMFUs can be off. Okay, yeah, that makes a little more sense. Because if the AMFUs are running, then I am... Alright, so yeah, if the AMFUs are off, that gives me a little more to play with. So I have 4 mediums and 1 heavy, or I have 4 mediums and 1 huge. So I'm gonna do 2 beams. And 2 multi-cannons. I love me some multi-cannons. Now, what to put on the huge? What to put on the huge? I want something that's going to really do some damage. Now, I've tried to like the cannons in the past. I know these things are supposed to have really good punch, but I don't like their rate of fire. I mean, I could go efficient, which is a full just upgrade with no downsides. Overcharged is pure DPS, but gives you downsides. Long range, there's been that debate. Let's see, then there's rapid fire. There's the frag cannon, but that only comes in a class 3 at max. There's the plasma accelerator, which I have never really fooled around with much. Railgun, which, God, I wish if they had this in a class 3 even, I would probably be one of the happiest players in the game, except for the fact that I know everybody would abuse the living hell out of it, so I'm just gonna take what I got. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of choices for huge. It's either pulse lasers, burst lasers, beam lasers, multi-cannons, cannons, or the plasma accelerator. I'm tempted to try the plasma accelerator, but I've never used it in practice, so I don't know what aiming it would look like. And I know that that huge slot is on the... Mario 64. I don't know. Tempted to leave this one blank for now. Hey, what's up, Mike? And yeah, it's because I have this on the screen. It's a little harder to look at the chat, but I'm trying to keep it up. What am I doing? All right, just hypothetically for the time being, I'll stick I don't know, I'll stick a plasma accelerator on it just for the time being, just to see what it looks like. That puts me at 99% with hard points deployed. That's insane. Plasma accelerator, I don't know that the range on this thing really matters per se. Because I know it's supposed to be a short range, it's supposed to be a short range weapon to be used effectively, so I'm tempted to just go with efficient. I don't remember what any of these are for. I know I spelled that wrong, I don't care. Plasma accelerator. Experimental effects. Dazzle shell. Reduces sensor acuity. Dispersal field. It's not really useful for that. Phasing sequence. Designed to defeat shielding. That's not what I want in a huge hard point. What I want in a huge hard point is damage. Plasma slug. Wait, no, we're not doing that on this ship. Target lock breaker. Thermal conduit. The level of a firing ship, nah. Yeah, I don't know that any of these would be super useful. Reduces sensor acuity. Yeah, I don't know that any of these are going to be super useful against NPCs. Yeah, I guess maybe I'll just stick with no experimental effects for this thing. I could just do flow control, I guess, or oversized. Yeah, let's do oversized. This particular thing is supposed to just do damage. So for the beam lasers, I already know exactly what I want on this ship. Long range, thermal vent. Alright. And then the multi-cannons, these are the fun ones. Efficient corrosive for one, and efficient emissive for the other one. Well, still under 100% deployed, so that's something. By the way, if anybody has any questions or comments on how I'm building this theory-crafted monstrosity, let me know, because, like I said, I've never flown a Fer-de-Lance before, so I'm just making all this up as I go. Alright, so this hypothetical Frankenstein's monster has 1100 hull, 1600 shield with a shield cell bank that'll deploy to 500 megajoules, so it'll restore like a third of the shield every shield bank, even every shield cell I use. That's 17 light years jump range, which meh, but whatever. And I upped my thermal resistance because that's generally what you're using shields to prevent anyway. Alright, so hypothetically, what would I be keeping my pips at? Yeah, that seems about right. So this thing would cost me 147 million to buy outright. Retrofit's only 96, that's not horrible. Reload cost should be relatively inexpensive. So yeah, 96 mil to retrofit a ship like this. And just because I am in the mood, where's the short link for this? In case anybody wants to have a look at it and tool around with it themselves. Now what do I call you? 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 I don't know. I haven't even bought it yet, so I'll come up with a name for it later. But at least I have a hypothetical build that I can go with at this point, so that's something. Now, question remains, do I want to spend 45 million credits for a ship that I may or may not fly for a couple of weeks? I don't know. Mamba, I don't really have any large desire for. It's effectively like buying a sports car. I would never take this thing out in combat. I've seen them, and I just don't dig it. Python I already have, but like I said, this thing is my mining ship, and although I've heard it outfits well for combat, it's not really my thing to want to fly. What can I say? It's an 18-wheeler. Beluga liner I don't want. It's way bigger than I'm comfortable trying to get through the mail slot. Type 10, hypothetically, maybe, but I've heard it's pretty terrible in general. Stop it, Rocky. You don't want me to spend all this money. Anaconda. I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up with one of these eventually, but I know that they're expensive to outfit. Federal Corvette is actually the next combat ship that I really want to buy, which is part of the reason that I'm iffy on even buying the Crate Mark II or the what's it called, the Fer-de-Lance anyway. The Fer-de-Lance is more maneuverable though. So, and then the big behemoth, the Imperial Cutter. This thing is a shield tank. I've seen people do some awful, awful things. Like you can't break the shield unless you really build specifically to break the shield on this ship. It's basically impossible from what I've seen. But yeah, I want a Federal Corvette at some point. I still have 2 more ranks to go for that. So for the time being, I'm just going to stick with the medium ships. I bought the Mark II. Do I want to buy a Fer-de-Lance that I'm going to stow for a bit? I mean, it's just money. I'll still have 1.6 bill. But it's unoutfitted if I do that. I don't know. I don't know. Let's skip buying a ship for now. I'm sitting in my brand new Crate Mark II, so at the very least, let's get this thing outfitted. Alright, so that Crate Mark II build that I had, where is that? Crate Mark II. And this is probably the one thing that everybody who plays this game desperately wishes that they had, is some means of saving pre-selected loadouts. Even if the caveat to it is that you had to be at the place where the loadout was saved with all of the modules stored there, basically you just pick a home base and save loadouts to it. But that's not a thing in the game right now, so let's see, power plant. How did I have this thing spec'd? I know I didn't have... Oh, no, I did have a 7A power plant. My wallet! Thrusters... Wait, why'd I go with... Why'd I go with 5D thrusters for this? Lower power draw, slightly better multiplier. Whatever. Frame shift drive, there's only one decision for a frame shift drive on any of these ships. A-rated, whatever the max it can get. Life support. This one I went with the Class A life support for some reason. See, Rocky, I can spend money wantonly. I don't love it, but I can do it. Power distributor 6D. Why'd I go with a Class D distributor? Why'd I go with a Class 6? You know what? Don't question it. Just go with it. $6D sensors. That one's pretty obvious. Optional internal. Oh, that actually stays there. This one. I don't know why I did that way. A fuel scoop. That's just for quick travel. Where's the shield generator? Like I said, I just like biweaves because I like the thought of my shield breaking but coming back quickly. Class 4. Passenger cabin. Winery. This one was 4G, I think. Yeah. And then I have a bunch of... Right. 2 scarabs. Class 3 was a collector limpet. Well, if you want to do some ranked missions later, all you have to do is name a time and place. I'm always up for it. And yeah, I've been on and off No Man's Sky ever since I set up that last base. I've been just messing with my collectors, letting them build up so I have stuff to sell. You weren't kidding about stacking cobalt and what's the other one? Cadmium. You can make quite a bit of money doing that. Collector limpet 3A. This is the wrong build, the one I was looking for. I could actually leave that one empty for now. Super Cruise Assist. Oh, it's already there. And this is the detailed surface scanner. Alright, so for the time being, I have an empty Class 3 slot. Hypothetically, this slot was actually supposed to be the one for the fighter hangar. So what was it? Class 5 fighter hangar, vehicle slot 1. Now, here's the part where I don't really know what I'm doing, because I've never messed with the fighters before. The Rogue, or the Condor, is multi-cannon shaft, 2 fixed multi-cannon, 1 shaft, or 2 gimbaled pulse, 1 shaft, or 2 beams, 1 shaft. See, and the thing is, if you're going to be doing this with a fighter, especially if you're going to be using... Oh, nice! Out of curiosity, how long is the Atlas story in No Man's Sky? Because I need to sit down and get back to the grind on the story and that. Lacks the same level of protection as other fighters. Slow but tougher than other fighters. So let's see. If I'm planning on being the one to do the heavy damage when I'm doing this, I would want the fighter to complement me. So I'd want something that can break shields. 2 fixed plasma, 1 fixed point defense. 2 pulse, 1 heat sink. $16 hours? Alright, maybe I'll get back on that and power through it. Pardon me a moment, I need to check on something. Lower class ship and a multi-tool because it'll damage all the technology modules. Oh god. Well, I'm glad that I kept that kind of garbage multi-tool on me then, because I have one that I have one that I was given by an NPC that's kind of crap and I haven't put anything on it, and then I have my 2 A-class ones, so I'll keep that advice in mind. Thank you. I'm not hunting Xenos yet, so I'll hold off on that. 2 fixed plasma, 1 shaft. Well, all right, maybe one with a plasma launcher would be good. Let's try that. Let's try the one with the plasma launchers. Because these things are supposed to be really fast and maneuverable. Ugh, that jump range. I don't remember what class fuel transfer limpet I usually carry. I think it's C, though. Class D. Wow, that's even lower than I thought. Basically no power draw, that's fine. Alright, Class D fuel transfer limpet. It's light, gets the job done. Alright, now for the hard points. Now, from what I've learned, I want to do... Now, see, I kind of want to do the turreted ones just because there's 3 multi-crew there's 2 additional crew slots on this ship. So I could have one person man the beams, but the beams that I'm using are under wing, so I don't know that I'd do that for that anyway. Yeah, so I'll keep the beams gimbaled. The multi-cannons. I also want gimbaled. Now, for that other large hard point, what do I want here? Do I want to try a plasma accelerator? Dumbfire missiles, seeker missiles. Seeker missiles? You only get 6 shots though. Right? No. Maximum you get 6 shots per and you get 36 maximum ammo. But see, this is something that you'd have to strip the shield for, so there's that. Seeker missile or plasma accelerator. Plasma accelerator's fixed. You know what? I've been saying that I need to branch out a little more and try something, and if I'm going for heavy hitting, I may as well, because I know the plasma accelerator can put some heat on. Okay. Utility mounts. I don't remember how I had this thing spec'd, so let's go back to my stat sheet. 2 shield boosters, a heat sink, and a wake scanner. Oh, realistically, I don't need the heat sink. Wait, where is this on the ship? This is underneath. These 2 are on top. Put the shield boosters underneath. The wake scanner on top. And how about a point defense? Because most of the time I'm going to be, and this one's point defense. Alright. Livery, because I know I actually do have some stuff for this. Great Mark II, I think I only have one skin. Oh, I have two. Weapon detailing. Engine detailing.
Greetings, Commander.
Greetings, Commander.
Decals, front decal. Don't at me. Actually. Have any other interesting decals? No, because I missed that one from the freaking holiday event. I'm so mad. Because I wasn't home to do it. I wish there was a better view for this. Hmm. I didn't buy any of the ID ones. And cockpit accessory. Remember what you're here for. Alright, scarabs. I didn't buy any detailing for the, what's it called, for the Condor, because I didn't know that I was actually going to buy this ship. Condor detailing. Thankfully, these are pretty cheap. Hmm. Gladiator teal. Kind of dig it. Hey, that's all arcs from the holiday event, so I'm not super concerned about it. Decals. Okay, so it's outfitted at this point. Now for the really fun part. Do I have enough stuff to get this to grade 5? Running low on phosphorus again. Don't have any manganese. Haha. So grade 3 is the best I'm going to get out of that. That gets me up to what? That's almost 30 light years right off the bat. That's not bad. With all this outfitting. Ugh, I need to go get some more of that. Power plant. At the very least, we can do
Power plant capacity exceeded.
that.
Shields online. Power plant capacity exceeded. Shields online.
Armor, do I have enough to fully G5 the armor? Probably not. Oh, maybe. Still gonna have to take a trip to Parts Unpleasant to actually get the no vanadium. Okay. So I can G3 the armor. Shield boost. Ah, phosphorus. Damn it. Okay, the multi-cannons. Did I want to do short range for these? I do not remember. Yeah, I actually had all of these on short range. I had the lasers on long range, with multi-cannons on short. Because generally with multi-cannons, I don't engage from long ranges anyway. I hate it when I have to roll a second time to get to the next tier. I'm gonna need to do some farming. Surface scanner. I'm not worried about that just yet. Okay. What am I streaming with? It's just OBS. I can throw a link for you in the description if you want, or in the chat. Nice thing about it is you don't have to just stream. You can also record if you want to, like, if you want to, if you want to record it and then broadcast it later, you can do that as well. All right, so I spent way too much money. I spent 100 million credits outfitting this ship. I also bought 2 other ships that I don't necessarily need. Bought a Diamondback Explorer, bought a Keelback. And I'm going to have to transfer all of these back over there, but honestly, I want to, at the very least, outfit the Diamondback Explorer. This thing's cheap to outfit, so I'm not super concerned about it. Yeah, we'll see about that. Because, I mean, going deeper is why I built up all this money in the first place. I'm saving for the not the cutter, the Federal Corvette. Outfitting. You know what? I'll just leave those for now. Core internal, lightweight's fine. I don't know why these things come with anything other than A-rated frameshift drives, but life support. Did I have a build for this? I don't remember if I even theory crafted one. Diamondback Explorer. Oh, I did. This thing is a very stripped down oh no, I didn't mean to do that, damn it. Power distributor. This thing is stripped down specifically just for getting from point A to point B in a hurry. And I know why I did that now. Alright, optionals. The 4E shield generator I think I kept. Although I probably could go for D just for the difference in weight. And go for D for that. And this is for a fuel scoop. Because that's the biggest you can fit on this. Two of those. Super Cruise Assist. I don't need the advanced docking computer. This is going to be the detailed surface scanner. This is a planetary vehicle hangar. I don't even know why there's an option when there's only one vehicle you can stick in there. Alright, so that leaves me with one Class B module that I can add. Hmm. Two cabin capacity? It doesn't even seem worth it at that point. Screw it, I'll just leave it open. Now, did I ever buy anything for this? I don't remember. Because I know it was one of the ships that I intended to take out and use. This one's strictly exploration. No, I didn't buy a ship kit for it, and I'm not planning on it. Nameplates. Oh. And the SRV, because reasons. Alright, so the Diamondback Explorer's outfitted. I don't even know why I have guns on it, to be honest. Because I had no intention of using this for anything combat related. This is strictly just to see the sights. But yeah, this thing I didn't figure was going to cost me a whole lot to outfit, so I figured I may as well do it while I was here. Heelback I think I'll leave alone for a little while. So what we're going to do now, take this thing out for a spin. Alright, maybe later on the crew, because I know you have to pay them for their services. So first off, I want to see what the ship looks like, because I have no idea what the ship kit looks like because of the cramped environment that I was in. I guess really I could have just spun around in the livery to look at it, but still. Alright, are you as zippy as my Phantom, I wonder? Oh! Oh, I like the way your engine sounds. You sound aggressive.
Warning. Restrict speed and be aware of oncoming.
I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, not digging that. That I could be okay with. Alright, anyway.
Cargo scoop deployed. Cargo scoop retracted. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I mean, to be fair, I'm already at almost 30 light years jump range in this. So, I'm not doing terrible on that front. Which was my biggest issue with the differences between the Mark II and the Phantom to begin with. Actually, let's not do this here.
Frameshift drive charging.
I need to go home and port all my ships there anyway. Oh, I have no fire group set on this. Right. Did I not buy a fuel scoop? I don't think I bought a fuel scoop for this thing. Shame on me. It's weird, I could have sworn I did. Yeah, wow, I did not buy a fuel scoop for this. Well.
Drive charging.
Actually, since I'm still over here, I may as well just go back. I only jumped once. How did I manage to leave there without buying a fuel scoop?
Frameshift drive charging.
Just go right back where we came from.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
By the way, in case you guys don't know, the Super Cruise Assist is probably one of the coolest modules to have on your ship, especially if you're doing sightseeing tours. How did I not buy a fuel scoop for this? I do love the way the engine sounds in this ship already.
Lacey, Mike, Alpha, Romeo. We are happy to have you, Commander. Please note that all station services are at your disposal.
Like, it sounds important. Oh no! Oh no!
Passengers will be dealt with. Leave the area now.
I requested docking, what the hell?
Landing gear retracted.
Oh, there's that.
Request denied.
Alright, so why'd you deny me the first time?
Permission authorized. Please head directly for Bay 26.
Right. See, the one thing about this game, even if you screw up, don't panic. Panicking is how you get killed. 26. Okay, that's definitely a player ship over there.
Landing gear deployed.
Alright.
Docking successful. Perform landing checklist. You are most welcome, Commander.
First things first, let's pay off our fines because, you know, things happen. Like, you tried to dock with us before we said you could. I did request and I was within the, within range, but whatever. Oh, that's what it was. I forgot to swap out the, I forgot to swap out the, cargo rack. Because I, instead of using the cargo rack, I was going to go with the fuel scoop. So I can tote a little less. That's what it was. With this outfitting, I tote a little less. Okay. Alright, I don't dig this spoiler at all. Just keep that with none. Alright, these wings I freaking hate. The bumpers I'm kind of okay with. Alright, how do we look now? Got quad vents up there. I know I don't like those because I know what they look like already. Let's see what these look like. Underbrush fins. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It actually seems like a really dumb place to put a spoiler, to be honest. I want to like that for some reason, but I don't. guess we're going with quad vents. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay. Alright, so I bought the... You know what? I'm ashamed of myself for not doing that, because I always do that the first time I buy a new ship. Habit. I mean, you never know, they might have sold me a lemon.
Detachment complete. Maintain correct lane on exit.
Alright, let's try this whole going home thing again.
Frameshift drive charging.
Clear of the station. Have a safe journey.
Four, three, two, one. Fuel scooping.
That's what I'm talking about. copy quick scoop.
Frameshift drive charging.
I don't generally worry about heat in this ship. Crazy part about the Mark II is there's still room for improvement, because I tuned this thing to try and replicate the jump range of my of the Crate Phantom that I'm currently flying, which I freaking love that thing. But to be able to handle itself a little better in combat.
Disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
So this thing's a little heavier. Actually, it's a lot heavier. But
4,
oops.
3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
Alright. Where's the nav beacon?
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Now, why am I flying to the nav beacon, you ask? Because, well, one, I want to take some nice screenshots of my new ship. Two, I want to give a test to the internals, see how well they hold up. And three, I want to see if I can actually fire the plasma accelerator properly, because I have no idea how it shoots. I've never used it. Plus, I can test out the fighter. I mean, I know the Sidewinder's not going to last long. Does the plasma accelerator also have wind-up time? Oh no.
Target shields.
Good lord!
Frame shift charge detected. Target destroyed.
I didn't bring any limpets. Okay, so I've never used the plasma accelerator before, but if I actually learn how to fire it properly, I think I could get to like it. Broadsword.
Scan detected.
I know an asp can't stand up to this ship, even basically outfitted. Pretty big death squad rolling around this area. Alright, so anyway. Let's take some pictures because that's what this whole thing is about, is just swagging it up.
Scan detected.
Why do you want to know what I'm carrying, I wonder? Oh, Jesus. Okay. Hmm. a 4-second delay between shots. Got a decently deep load though, so I could afford to outfit this thing with a double shot. No, 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 no. Before I do that, I need to put away my guns.
Drive charging.
I need to go to home base and port all those ships back here.
Scan detected.
Who's scanning me?
Scan detected. Frameshift drive charging.
Not nearly as fast as what I'm used to driving these days, but that's because you're not engineered yet.
Four, three, two, one. Engage.
Not nearly as fast as what I'm used to flying these days. That's okay though, we'll get there. Now what's that? Screening shell. There's a plasma accelerator. I don't think I have any chromium. Whoa! Whoa, I way past overshot that.
Observing steady traffic in this sector. Caution is advised.
Always scan your neighbors. I know there are lots of pilots out there, or lots of commanders out there who swear by the auto-docking computer, but I am not one of them. One, I like my optionals free and clear for my own personal use, even though it's only a Class 1 module. That Class 1 module can be used for better things, in my opinion. And two, I get a certain amount of joy from actually flying my ship. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. I've been streaming for about 2 hours anyway. I'm going to transfer all of my new ships over here.
For your convenience and safety, pacification emplacements are active and tracking at this station.
I don't think I have a designation for this ship yet. Anything for me on the mission board today? Nothing really fun, I guess. Mine gold, but if I'm going mining, there's much better ways to make money. Alright, so where am I going? I need to go see some of the engineers. I think that's who does this. He just strictly does plasma accelerators because reasons.
Loitering is a crime, punishable by death.
First time I have ever used this weapon, but I kind of like it. It's almost like the railgun, but it has travel time where the railgun is hit scan, and I'm okay with that.
Ship detach complete. Clear for departure.
Makes me wish I would have bought the Stygian paint for this ship too. But there's always next holiday, I guess.
Frameshift drive charging.
You are clear to resume own navigation. Stay safe, Commander.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Always a good idea to stop off and do a little scanning as you travel. Good for you. Plus, it's free money. I mean, you know. Never been in this system before. Oh.
System scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Handles heat pretty well.
Four, three, two, one. Engage. Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
Don't fight it.
Frameshift drive
Just accept it.
supercharged. Frameshift drive charging.
I probably didn't even need to supercharge for that, but
Four, three, two, one. Engage.
old habits die hard and all that. I see, the only thing that I'm concerned with now is that I don't necessarily have all the resources I need to engineer this thing properly. Which means I'm going to be spending some time in a couple well-trafficked areas later, but if it turns out that I end up liking this ship as much as the Crate Phantom, which I really don't see a reason I won't at this point,
Frameshift drive
because
charging.
as far as handling, it feels like it handles about the same. It's going to handle heat distribution the same. It's going to, you know, it'll get me from point A to point B. Maybe not quite as fast as the Phantom, but almost as fast. And if it can at least do it almost as fast, I think I could be okay with flying it, because it'll be much more heavily outfitted and better capable of holding its own in a fight. Granted, I can still do that in my Phantom pretty handily now, with how I have it outfitted, but
Fuel scooping. System
have I
scan
not
complete.
been here before?
Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
I'm actually gonna have to call it quits in a few minutes. I just realized how late it is, and I have a couple of errands to run. So, might come back and stream some more later. I don't know if it's gonna be Elite Dangerous or some more Jedi Fallen Order or what at this point, but this may be the last destination for me because I have things I need to do. I was just trying to pass some time until it got late enough for me to go.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
So yeah, I don't even know what engineering I want to do for this. Because there's efficient, which of course is just pure bonuses across the board. But then there's focused. And focused actually seems like it might be... Well, no, because it doesn't add damage, it just adds piercing. It does add range and shot speed, though, which could be important. A little more thermal load. I really need to get this thing over to Felicity Farseer at some point, because the biggest thing for me is going to be making sure the FSD is maxed out, because that's going to be my biggest comparison between the two ships at this point, and it'll determine whether or not I keep using Minerva as she is now, or if Minerva has a big sister. I don't know. Oh, no, 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 no. Let's go. Oh, right. Forgot how small this place was.
Falcon, Delacy, Mike, Alpha, Romeo. Automated flight control protocol initiated. Please submit a request prior to landing. Docking permission authorized. You may proceed to landing pad 02.
Landing gear deployed.
Toasty warm. Couldn't ask for a more perfect landing than that.
Docking procedure.
Alright, so what am I here for? I'm here for engineering.
Greetings, Commander.
What does Bill Turner do? Bill Turner does plasma accelerators. I'm definitely not going to be firing this thing at range, but the shot speed would go up. Rapid fire might be fun. You know what? I'm not going to be firing this thing at range. Why not just do short range for this? Because, like, I'm never going to hit anything at all at long range anyway. I mean, giant jump in DPS would actually be nice. If I'm going to be firing this thing up close and personal, I may as well be doing good damage with it when I hit. Alright, what experimentals do I have for this? Phasing sequence. Damage bleeds through shields, reduces damage. Nope. Thermal conduit. Output based on heat levels of my ship. Nope. Successful strikes. Confuse gimbals and turreted hardpoints on the target at cost of damage potential. Nope. Dazzle shell. Reduces target sensor acuity. See, that would be the only one I think I might use. But I am missing some components for that. Plasma slug. I fire my own gasoline. I don't know. You know what? Screw it. Multi-servos it is. Slightly higher rate of fire, and a little more damage per second at the cost of more heat. Or I could just flat out purchase oversized and get a little more DPS and a little more overall damage. Yep, that's what we're doing. Life support. I didn't know there were, I didn't know there were things for life support. I remember seeing that before. Oh yeah. I had this at for lightweight, but wait. Life support. Literally cut it in half. Or I could keep it the same and have more integrity. sensors. What did I have on these? Lightweight? Long range increases mass. Lightweight 3. What did I have on the wake scanner? Long range. Oh, I'm gonna have to bring Minerva out here at some point and get these modified. Because I just flat out forgot that he does these modifications. Don't have enough mechanical scrap to get it to 5. It's fine, it's fine. I have to visit Bill Turner more often. Alright, so what did I do for the plasma accelerator? Short-ranged, oversized, yeah, so it's just a big freaking gun. That's all it is. I can get a little closer to 125. I'll take 121. How long would it take me to get to Felicity Farseer? Alright, last trip. I'll go to Felicity Farseer and then I absolutely have to go.
Ship released. Departure authorized.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one.
Oh, okay.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Yeah, flies just the same as the Crate Phantom,
Frameshift
which
drive charging.
is kind of surprising because they say it's a slightly heavier ship, but
Four, three, two, one. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage.
Alright, there's material traders around here. Ever been here before?
Fuel scooping. System scan complete.
Should be almost there.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage.
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't I have OC Remix on earlier?
Fuel scooping.
I did have OC Remix on earlier.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
why the freaking system military wants to pull me over, but we are not doing that. You know, that's another thing, FDev. I know that I am absolutely no one to be considered as far as what to add or not add to the game, but as far as the game feeling lifeless, which is a complaint that I see online from a lot of people, things like that should have consequences to them, like weight to them. If you roll into a system and the system military or system police try to interdict you to pull you over to scan you, and you you break the interdiction, you should probably get some kind of fine for that. This is from Secret of Mana. I love it. But wow, yeah, my moment of clarity, right? But stuff like that should have consequences. Like, it would give you a little more realism to the game. It would also give people a chance to either, you know, obey the law or become notorious for not doing so. If the police are always having trouble pulling you over, then maybe they'll send something a little more to the point every now and again, you know? It would give the player base the opportunity to develop reputation in certain systems versus others. If you tend to hang out in lawless systems a lot, and you always deny the cops their ability to pull you over, well, generally speaking, you know, you tend to develop a reputation. It's like, oh, you better watch out for this guy. Or if you tend to obey the law, maybe they'll just leave you alone. Maybe they won't scan you as often or pull you over as often or things like that. I don't know how that would look from a background simulation perspective or from a variable perspective, but I'm sure that there's some way that you could tag that on every player.
So outrageous the toll you can lose all you have. You refuse to give in to the town that takes all. To survive, you must have the will. How this movie doesn't end the way we want. All the time, many shots at the moon. She's gone. Fears will come. He was walking in mine. He was walking so outrageous the toll. You can lose all you have. He refused to give in to the town that takes all. So fight, you must have the will. How this movie doesn't end the way we want. All the time, many shots at the moon. She's gone. Fears will come.
Is this still Secret of Mana? Gotta come around the curve a little bit. I get this feeling I ought to slow way the heck down. Especially considering I'm drifting in at almost 40 degrees. Okay, whatever this song is, I'm loving it already. Shadow of the Colossus, of course. Another great soundtrack.
LAC 1 Alpha Romeo, commencing automated flight control routine. Please observe docking protocols. Access granted. Proceed to landing pad 07.
Landing gear deployed.
Perfect. Alright.
Touchdown complete. Engaging ship restraints. Your arrival has been noted.
More optimal multiplier. Felicity Farseer, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. Please say I have enough for the drag drives. Damn it! I don't remember what I had for shield boosters on this. Shield boosters were resistance augmented, double braced. I almost feel like I should get thermal though. I need more phosphorus. Alright, I think that's all she wrote for me for now. Because I have places to go and people to see today, and I do not want to be late, so... Wrong way. So, as you guys can tell, I like Elite Dangerous. Bought a new ship, outfitted a new ship, did a little minor engineering, but I need components to finish the task, so that's probably what I'm going to be doing later, if I do decide to get back on this stream, but for the foreseeable future, I'm going to be grinding out materials just to get the Crate Mark II up to snuff. And then after I've gotten it to a similar point engineering-wise to my Crate Phantom, I'm going to do some hardcore comparisons and see which one I like better. So in the meantime, this has been All or Zero with 0 Hour Gaming playing Elite Dangerous. Hope you had a little fun or learned something watching me, and when I finally get the ships out of my head, I promise I'm going to take this and we're going to go visit some of the constellations, because a lot of these constellations are actually in the game, and I think it'd be really cool to actually go take a look at them. So, I don't know, keep an eye on my Twitter if you haven't already. Follow me down here. My everything is basically All or Zero on something or other, so it's not hard to track me down if you're looking to track me down. I appreciate the follows. I'm almost at 50, as you can see. Road to affiliate, I'm actually trying to hit it for 2020, so if you know somebody who likes Elite Dangerous or any of the stuff you've seen me playing, tell them to come give me a check out. I have videos on demand at my YouTube, youtube.com/allerzero. You can check me out on Twitch. I've been trying to do better about getting up clips and highlights for my videos. And at some point I'm going to get my Discord set up, and you guys can come yak at me on my Discord if you want. But until then, from me to you, this is All or Zero, signing off.